Good morning, everybody. It's November 19th, Wednesday, and this is Around the Americas crew. Jen Dalton, John Eldon, Tess Shornack, Mark Trader, and we're here to give you a bit of an update. We are in Saint Croix, Caribbean.
We are in Saint Croix. We didn't expect to be in Saint Croix, and Saint Croix is right there.
I'm not sure if you can see that, but maybe.
Okay, well, maybe. Anyway, you can find Saint Croix. We were in Culebra last night, 2 nights ago.
Yeah. And
had decided to leave from there all provisioned for 6 weeks and 5,000 miles. Next stop, Punta del Este, Uruguay, with maybe one stop in between.
Yeah.
Yesterday was a brutal day. It was easterlies, supposed to be predicted 12 to 13 knots east, shifting north. It turned out to be, well, we had a gale actually. We had 30
Several,
knots.
Actually.
32 knots straight easterly, and that's where we needed to go. That forced us to start looking at our timetable and the number of miles we have to make in order to get to Punta del Este by Christmas time.
Right.
Meeting
and
friends
part of
and
it
family
too is,
and, just getting there.
And part of it, looking ahead, this is the same forecast we have for the next week to 2 weeks.
Exactly. And typically that forecast would change. Wind would go more northerly, so you'd have a bit more of a reach going around the bulge of Brazil. We have to get around this bulge to get to Punta. We're up here. We're off the chart. We're up here. We have to get here to go around here and start going into Punta. Timing and weather just haven't been cooperative.
Not at all.
We've done some soul searching and looking at some options, and that's why we're meeting.
Well, and I think part of our story, and I think a lot of you have been following along, and we appreciate that, is you've seen we have been having one weather system after another, really big, significant stuff that has delayed us significantly, has also done injury to the boat and our bodies. It just hasn't been in our favor, and I think a big part of the story is it's due to climate change.
I think it has to be. We're still sitting in 90-degree water, surface water temperature. Yeah. So, options we have at this point. If we thought we could make it to Punta del Este by Christmas time, intact, not and have a reasonably good trip. That's where we'd be going there today. But it's strong easterlies today. We hired a weather service to just check.
Thank you, Herb, for recommending them.
Commander's Weather, just to check on our stuff, just to see if we were missing something. And their forecast was essentially the same. So, we could make it a miserable trip, or we could look at some options. One option is to go. Well, one option is to stay here, and it's beautiful. The other option is to go to the Panama Canal and decide when we go through the canal whether we would go north at that point, or go out to the Galapagos and Cocos, or go south. And John made as we were struggling with this, thinking that South America was now going to be out of the picture, suggested, well, how about a figure 8? And others have done that, taken years to do it. But we could go through the canal, and if weather is favorable and time is working, we could go south from there. It's a shorter run to the Horn and come up the other side, all more favorable wind. So that's something to look at. Or we could look and see what's interesting, a lot of interesting things in the Pacific, and take our time going north. So it's all time, weather, and budget related, and our decision has to be made taking all those things into consideration.
And that's all we do pretty much, is consider those things every day and look at all our options. We really felt it yesterday. We kind of knew that the heading south to Punta
we're just going to run out of time.
Was not going to work for us.
And it was going to be miserable. So.
And what is Mike's favorite saying about sailing on a schedule?
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
Sailboats have destinations, not schedules.
Right, and obviously we made this Around the Americas as a scheduled thing. Definitely been hard on us. Definitely have put us through the ringer, and we're
definitely leaning on not going on to Punta for this leg, at least in this direction.
And then right at the moment, we're all still talking to each other, and we want to continue having friendships instead of. It would be really tough.
Well, we've been through a lot. In
We've
fairness,
been through a lot. Yeah.
you know, from Halifax
Yeah.
south, we had some significant things that none of us liked, and this has to be, you know, we have to take that into consideration. So there are plenty of education opportunities. There's plenty of ways to include South America in a lot of the stuff that we're doing and looking at. There are kelp sites we want to visit. I don't want to give up on South America not being on our itinerary. We're going to make this decision when we get to the Panama Canal.
Yeah. And that's just, I think, the way it has to go when you're sailing a 48-foot sailboat is you really have to work with the conditions. We can't keep pounding into them. And we are an education and research vessel. We're not out here to win a race. We're not out here to, you know, anything like that. So we're here to educate and inspire
And enjoy, in fairness. We've had a few 180-mile days in our runs since Halifax, but more than likely into the wind, we're looking at 140 miles a day and not having that be enjoyable. We don't have enough fuel to motor the whole way, and we wouldn't want to do that anyway.
Because even when we turned south, it was going to be a southerly, right?
It was going to be,
So.
It's on our nose the entire time.
yeah, that weather service was really great because they look at the whole thing and they're basically like, without saying you're going to be bashing against it, but basically you're going to be bashing against stuff the whole way. And it just confirmed what we'd been looking at and wondering about. So that was helpful to have that extra piece of knowledge.
But we're all speaking to each other. We're all happy. We have the boat well stocked with food. We have lots of options.
And we have a beautiful place here in Saint Croix that I'm going to go jump in the water.
But we wanted to share with you what was actually happening on board. This is an unscheduled stop. People are following us on the tractor. That's what's happening. So
Yeah.
we'll stay tuned.
So the other part we haven't talked about too. So we had to instantly turn south to work with what we had going on out there yesterday, and we end up here in Saint Croix. But the other factor is we have a political situation going on with Venezuela. We can't continue going south here, and we have this very strong easterly winds. So we would have to bash into it. We don't have much of an option. As I'm talking to you, there is a battleship, an American
an escort
Navy ship right here, because tensions are escalating with Venezuela. I won't go too deep into that because I'll say things out. But anyway, we're here, so that's another option, like another factor we had to take in. We can't, just head south and just try to veer our way around. We have to stay off those waters as well. Like we have to stay enough distance away from them.
It was in the news this morning on CNN. I mean, the U.S. is sending a strike force to patrol waters off of Venezuela. So we don't want to be anywhere close. So anyway, that's it. I don't know what else. We'll keep everybody informed, and
our spirits are a little brighter, I'd say, this morning because of John's great idea of possibly putting in there a figure 8 around the Americas, so around and around the Americas. But that's helpful. Yesterday I was feeling pretty low. I was thinking, Panama and home. That might still be the option because we have a lot of great things that we could research along the way. But right now, we're going to take that one step at a time. So.
Okay. Everybody good?
Yep.
Thanks.
Peace.
Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Peace, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.